welcome hug to everyone here on the fourth edition of Scramble Chats. Today we have the most exciting trio that we have amongst us. And I'm sure the moment I say trio, we all know who we're talking about. They have been doing such fantastic work for children's Indian children's literature over the last several years, and especially now with their very, very exciting book bazaar. Yes, we are talking two Funky Rainbows today. So we have Vidya, we'll have Muthamma, and we'll have Shyam. All three fantastic people, and we can never really have enough of the entire wisdom that they have sort of just gathered over the years. Look, they're going to be joining us very soon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is so exciting. Listen, Vidya, Muthamma, thoda sa aur. I don't know if you can.
Oh my God! In this time of Corona.
But this is so special. When it's so difficult to get people in different cities together, you three are here sitting together. This is so very exciting.
Same place.
We've disinfected and all.
With not a
Yes. Perfect now.
with not a care about Corona.
This is so cool. Thank you so much.
Can you hear us well?
So much. All of you.
Thank you for asking us.
Thank you.
Shyam, you stop doing that. Okay, is that your new way of what is it?
His dream is to get a cutout. I think like this basically, right?
Bengaluru on the Bengaluru streets, whatever.
Well, only these people believe I am not cut out for this.
Well, we know him much better.
So good. How was book bazaar?
Yes, you will.
I know.
Fabulous sari.
I know. I was just telling Vidya that very unfair that you asked us to do all this during the time of Corona. हमारा glamour ही नहीं बाहर आ रहा
मेरा
है.
कुछ glamour नहीं है, Muthamma है. Glamorous lady.
But I think, our colors are matching, Muthamma. If you can see, our colors match. You see, the colors,
Oh,
the
yeah.
colors that you're wearing are pretty much the colors I'm wearing. You see, they match.
Suddenness of the move.
Oh,
It's been on since morning like a stuck record.
No, so how was book bazaar today?
fabulous.
Fabulous.
Lots of people wanting books, lots of people wanting bargains. What else? Like, okay, so there was a bargain bazaar.
Okay.
Yeah, they're always good fun. We meet newer and newer people.
Yes. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me start off with the book bazaar first. Okay. I had thought of
Okay.
asking that later, but because you'll have just finished book bazaar, today is Saturday's special book bazaar. Tell us something more about it. And more importantly, I want to understand whose ideas, whose mind has been working overtime, getting. I can see. Nah.
Okay.
She's got ADHD, I'm telling you. But she's a brilliant ADHD who could not sit still during Corona. We've had lockdown, refused to be locked down. So
So I have to confess, I'm a giant panic master. Okay, my life is like panic. 1 month, around say at home, jhadu, bartan, jhadu, pocha, etc. All of that, and I'm like, my God, Funky Rainbow is not going to survive. Hone wala hai? How are we going to kind of get past this? Really, I mean, very, very difficult times, for us, right? Especially when we had so much planned out in these couple of months. So, I think I must have come back to the office.
No.
Right. I mean, I came back end April because I was like, okay, this is it. We've got to figure out what we are going to do. I had a pass for my car.
Okay.
And I could sort of come and go.
How did you
essentially.
manage that? Press pass or something? Somehow?
No, not press pass. My dad's not well, so we had medical
So,
nurses.
all right, okay.
So I said, okay, I'm going to spend a bit of time and come and figure out what we're going to do. And on the days that we were there was just Shyam and me at that time. I think Muthamma on the phone, and thinking of what we are going to come up with. So one night, when I drive back is like a very happy, quiet, calm. It's the end of the day. You don't want to know the hour at which I drive back. Mostly, I don't know.
No, but we want to know. Of course, we want to know. No. There's nothing that we don't want to know on Scramble Chat.
He'll put Cinderella to shame.
Those are my kind of hours. In any case, no prince has come, despite keeping Cinderella hours. Like, okay.
As long as you have that pumpkin in sight, it is okay.
Yeah.
Some or the other.
These days, mask is enough, pumpkin is enough. That's all, nothing else really. So I was driving back home, and I kept thinking that day that, what has worked for Funky Rainbow really across these years is the fact that we've been able to interact with people right across, all our pop-ups, different schools that we go to. So how do we, translate this online? So in fact, just today before the thing, I was telling them, you know what, I'll take both of you and tell you the exact spot at which the idea came up. Like, all right, I mean, because I stopped there and called Sham. I'm like, I don't care if you're sleeping, please wake up.
So we want to know the hour of the night then. Definitely. If not the spot.
Just the good witching hour. Like, okay, what other hour will witches be out at? Kind of.
Did you call them up right then? Did she give you both of you? Not bad.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so there was the call, and I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now you guys can go back to sleep. I don't know anything else, but we're going to do this. That's all. Like, okay. That is the end of it. But just sheer panic that, kind of, but what is, of course, Sham having the tech skills, helped. An idea is just an idea, right? It has to come to life, and that, needed the whole team to sort of work together. But yeah, it was just that, our wheels were stopped and even like absolutely come to a halt. And we said, we really have to do something. And that's where the idea of the bazaar came up.
Oh, nice.
You of course have to tell them, how.
Yeah, it just after that, once the idea came, it was just a matter of figuring out how best to do this and without spending too much money. But that's the one thing that we don't have. And it was easy. So we chose, like, first we thought we'll try to be live on all, possible social media channels. And then we kind of had to choose.
Zeroed it on
Facebook. Turned out to be the best for us, actually.
In terms of response.
In terms of response, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, that's where the idea of the bazaar, it's become a fixture at Funky Rainbow now. So,
how many have you had? 4, 5?
We started May, right? Yeah. 2 in May, 4 in June, 7.
All right, 7.
Yeah, 7 bazaars.
So what do you all do? So today, I'm blessed to have caught all of you just after your book bazaar here for the chat. But otherwise, what do you do once the book bazaar gets over? I'm sure there must be a lot of frantic sort of activity happening before the bazaar starts. And you'll start recording.
1 or 2 days prior to it, we have to, make a focus. Supposing we have a theme of the bazaar, we have to pick the books that we want to, recommend. And, fortunately, and just fortunately for us, from the day that we started Funky Rainbow, we set up our website as an e-commerce website, as an equipped to take online payments. And Muttama has always been promoting the website, like sending out links to people who want to buy books and things like that. So we don't have all the books in our collection. We have more than 7,500 in our collection, right? We have just a clutch of them online, maybe 1,000 plus books up online. So the books have to get put online. I mean, we have to figure out how we're going to sort of recommend it. What are we going to say? What works? What is an audience really looking for? The people who come up, what are they looking for in the books, right? We need to find like that most aha thing about the book and say it. So we usually, do 1 or 2 days prior to that. We'll kind of be chit-chatting. Each one will
sometimes it's when we know there's a day coming up, like the World Environment Day, or like last month was Gay Pride Month, or, we didn't celebrate Crocodile Day, by the way, but the other stuff we've done. So even that becomes a theme and we put it together.
Yes.
But it's been picture books, chapter books, mainly the broad genres are there, but otherwise we pick a day as well. So today was Bargain Day. So even there we had to actually, anybody else would say, "Acha ye nikalo, wo nikalo," but editor Amma has to have, "Is book ke saath ye book jata hai." So we will have this as a combo, and that is what will work. No, not that one. So yeah, you have to start. We really started on Wednesday to get everything together.
Wow. And all the offers had to be put up on the website, and then all the pictures organized so that they can be shown while the live session is on. Things like that.
I love the way you all go about doing your promos before that. And Muthama, you have done such lovely videos. I mean, both Shyam and you've done such lovely videos of Editor Amma. Is she always Editor Amma? Called Editor Amma?
Yeah. I think this one is the one who baptized her, Editor Amma.
I just
John the Baptist.
Okay, I can tell you the story behind it.
Yes.
When Gmail was started, everyone was getting Gmail IDs.
Yes.
So, but Vidya didn't want, Vidya Money was not available because
there are too many Vidya,
5,000
Vidya Monies in the world.
Right.
So I said, you are Editor Amma. So editoramma@gmail.com is how she became Editor Amma.
It's, there's this, all my Zoom chats, all my friends' conversations, everything, it's Editor Amma. That's it. Like, all right. I just think in the footsteps of other big successful Ammas that have come and gone, like, okay.
Muthama is still here. Muthama is still here.
और एक बेचारा दो अम्मा के बीच में फंस गया है, like, okay.
Oh, great. Oh, but
so yeah, there is a lot of work on the bazaar, and it's great. Like, it's nice to hear, what everybody wants in terms of recommendations, people's choices. Each one brings their own reading sensibility to the books, right? So you hear all of that, and then it kind of, like she says, by Wednesday we begin, and then get on and have it set up by Saturday typically. Always followed by a lovely lunch. There's always something like a good lunch at Funky Rainbow.
And what is a good lunch like? What is that good lunch like at Funky Rainbow?
It's completely dependent on my mum's mood and Muthama's cook's mood. Like, okay.
Okay.
And of course, we have a team behind the scenes
right.
who are still looking at us and wondering, hoping that we will behave ourselves. Sujita and Bharti standing there.
So we can say hello to them as well. Maybe they can also try and squeeze into the frame in a bit, and we'll say hello to all of them.
Come say hi.
Come say hello.
Come say hello. So while
we love your books, and they're the ones who keep it. Yeah, come here.
So I love the way you all go about recommending the books.
Come inside. This is Bharti.
Hi.
And this is Sujita.
Yes, she's the lady.
Hi, Sujita and Bharti. Fantastic. I think all of us watching it have to just put our hands together, because what a fantastic team you all make. All of you together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Small
there's so much of that energy that just flows through. And it's thank you, Bharti and Sujita. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jana.
Okay. And I love the way you all go about recommending the books. It's like you'll take the pains to show the insights, and some of the books that you'll show, like and there are so many books. I mean, we feel we are a part of the industry, so we know everything, but that doesn't happen. It's only when you sit through a session like yours at least I realize there are so many books that I haven't come across yet. And the way you all go about showing it is, I mean, anybody would be tempted to sort of just go and grab them. That's the kind of thing you
it's
are
only a matter
behind.
of figuring out how to stop Vidya from talking about it.
So
that's the tech involved.
So which of you is hinting from behind the camera? Okay, enough.
But you know what? Actually, Richa, we are so engrossed ourselves, and when she's saying this and there's a whole lot happening, we forget the time sometimes. So I think it's up to Bharti and Suji who say, Ma'am, and so today she kept asking us for the time.
Yeah, if I'm not Editor Amma, I'm Chatterbox. I just all eponymous of what I am. But really, I mean, it's lovely to see the response. I mean, we're well and truly thrilled to bits that people have come forward, and it's not there's publishers, there's writers, there's illustrators, but the bigger thing is just a reading community out there. Many of them are people we just don't know. I mean, we've just encountered them at the bazaar. They've been coming, they've been asking for suggestions, recommendations. So one person we know said, you know what, I have a lot of stuff going on Saturday mornings, but the Book Bazaar is always playing and I'm always listening. Like, I'm like, okay guys, time to do an Amin Sayani type show, like, all right. Sort of thing. But it's very, very, you would imagine, right, Richa, that at these times people would be more cautious, more careful, more, about spending money. But really the community of book lovers is fantastic. And that's what keeps us.
And that is what gives me so much hope, gives all of us so much hope, that there is, as long as we are making books that the children are able to connect with, we will find readers, come what may.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So well said, that is.
We are soon going to have our...
It's so good to have what? Sorry?
No, I said very soon we'll have our own version of the Oprah Winfrey Show. I have Oprah here talking about kidlit, children's literature. So we are going to produce that very
on that day when I become the Oprah Winfrey, I'm going to abandon all this Benedict Cumberbatch, George Clooney, like, these are writers of pata nahi kaun hai, like,
hey, Denzel Washington.
My favorites as well, like, hum inko sab bula lenge, like,
Okay, that's so wonderful.
Yeah,
I mean, I can just imagine a typical day at work for you all. It must be picnic through and through.
It's a mad day at Funky Rainbow at any given point in time, right? I mean, every, like, especially now, you come into the office and you're busy from start to finish. It's because we have started reaching out to more people across, different cities of India, different countries of the world. So people are in touch with us here, there, and everywhere. Somebody will write on Facebook, somebody will write on Instagram, somebody will write on Twitter, and we're like, let's try and respond to each and every person who's writing into us, because they want to get to know about books, and we have a great chance to tell them about some of these books. So it's a mad day with some Arnab Goswami
suddenness.
We do have.
Sorry, we are also very juvenile. We try to keep up a corporate
I am
images,
glad you are.
to
I'm glad that is how it is unfolding before us. Thank you. Okay. Let me get to the basics. Funky Rainbow ka naam. You were talking about baptism. Funky Rainbow ka naam kahan se aaya?
So yeah, we the name, of course, the story that goes, of course, is that the name was quite serendipitous. We didn't have a name when we started, actually, right? We started in July 2013, basically,
20th.
and
20th.
Oh,
2013.
okay, the specific day. I said July 2013. He says 20 July 2013.
Wow, so we're almost there. Okay. So
Yes. So this
month.
is our 7th birthday month, actually, right?
Okay,
So we, we were getting set for the first event. To sort of taking all our books and putting them in. At that time, it was a small collection of books, and we
250
300 titles maybe, and we were a small, homegrown kind of operation, ek karke taking out the books, putting them neatly, trying to separate it into picture books, chapter books, all of that. How are we going to display it? And when, of course, the books were all spine up on the floor, like sort of against our bookshelves, and there was just this huge colorful thing, and he said, hey, it looks like a rainbow on the ground kind of thing, right? And we just said, okay, this is it. I mean, we had to have a rainbow in our name in any case because of how colorful the books were, really.
And we are.
And of course, let us not take that away from our... so that the name Funky Rainbow came about, I think, we formally registered and everything only after our first event got done, really, right? And of course, in terms of branding, the name, it was clearly Shyam's work, the logo, designing it.
Yeah. It was like it just went through the typical process, and of suggesting something, and these guys battling over it. And then we decided, it was easy because once it came together, it was, and the rainbow had 7 letters, so it was easy to put 7 colors.
Colors there, yes.
So Funky Rainbow was an easy choice in the end.
Good. And the funkiness shines through completely. Everything that you all do. So I'm glad it is Funky Rainbow and not some other rainbow.
All funky, right?
Yes. I agree with that,
Yes.
You add to that. Your books add to it. Thank you.
Thank
you for bringing
so much.
out such wonderful, productions. Amazing. We are so proud of it.
Thank you
and
so
we
much.
show them off like anything. I want you to know that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Acha, so now, so at some point, so the first lot of 200, 300 titles that you had, were all of them by Indian authors, Indian publishers, or it was a mix of?
It was always Indian authors.
Always.
We started Funky Rainbow only for Indian children's books.
Wow. And at that time, I don't think there would have been too many of these entities in India talking about only Indian content, Indian books. That is, sorry, content.
Yeah, absolutely. So as one of when you had sort of like you said, it was not a choice that we made after we had said. The whole vision and mission was to promote books by creators of Indian creators of books. That's about it. We had even the 225, 250 books. It was the first clutch of publishers who came forward and gave us the books. We were absolute newbies at that point in time, right? They may have known us individually in different capacities. Somebody writes, somebody illustrates. Those things. But otherwise, it was entirely their goodwill and support that brought these books together. We were doing events as a collective of writers in Bangalore. We were doing events and sessions for children, and as a bookshop, as a traveling bookshop that accompanied these writers and illustrators at their events. That's how we came to be. So for us, the focus on Indian children's books was absolutely, it was the decision with which we started, as also the traveling model.
Yes.
Okay, we had clearly decided right from the word go that, we were going to be a traveling bookshop.
So where did that idea come from? Because at that time, I don't think India would have had this concept of traveling bookshops at that time, or were they around at that time?
Did we have a? I don't know.
Book Fairs was there.
As early as 2013?
No,
I don't think so. No, for us, one thing was that we were anyway doing events in different places in Bangalore, which means, audiences were coming to those spaces typically. And since you were doing those, it could have been a library, it could have been a park, it could have been a school that we were doing these sessions at. So we necessarily needed to take the books there, right? Because that's where the events and sessions were happening. So it was almost a logical sort of progression, and also the realization that in just the first couple of months that it's much easier to take books where people are. Rather than waiting at one place for them to come in, especially in metro cities like Bangalore. People just don't want to venture beyond their areas. Bangalore's traffic is legendary, basically, right? You can read, I think, almost 7,000 books in our collection by the time you get from one place to the next, essentially.
And we were having literary events, events based on books with children's authors and illustrators. So that's the best place. That's a captive audience to speak of. So that was the best place to be present at. And it was logical that the book should be where the event is happening. So we thought the traveling model will.
So tell me something about the truck, because I remember seeing a very, very colorful version of you shared that photograph on one of your chats.
Beginning of the year we did.
So when we started out, we were taking books, 225 books only, right? So 225 books could fit.
Went on to 3,000 and all.
So when we began, it was 225 books. So it was possible to put 100 in Muttama's car, 100 in my car, 100 in Shyam's car, and take it and go to the venues. We'd feel so kicked about, traveling with cartons
like
and
one whole motorcade goes around.
I know, like this. But what an absolutely wasteful way of carrying things. Plus, there were 225 books to start with.
Yeah.
Within like 3 months, that became, as Muthama says, 2,000 books mostly.
Yeah.
So in fact, right at the beginning, because we wanted to add to our presidential motorcade, there was an unused car in Muthama's house. Okay, so we quickly brought it from there, got it serviced instantly. Like, I mean, uska axle waxle sab theek kara ke, we sort of got it all fixed and started to take books. I can't believe those, 3,000-4,000 books being carried across 3 or 4 cars. I mean, no, I think books would have not gotten more right royal treatment than this thing. So, but when the collection grew really large, and when we started getting, invited to places outside of Bangalore, I mean, we just felt that, what a great way to do this, to take books, to go on a road trip, 3 of us, 4 of us, in a nice vehicle. I mean, Zindagi sounds like the ideal life, basically, right?
Only the song is missing. Only the 3 of you singing together is missing, is it?
Well, even the donkeys would run away if I sang, but
I was driving, so I couldn't be singing.
We're very clear that few things we were very clear about. One is the color should be like Jatang, so red. Okay, fire truck almost, like fiery people sitting in one. Then of course we needed AC for someone. We needed music for someone. We needed space for the 3 of us,
which is very large.
And then we needed, supposing you came, we had to take you to places, then there was author and illustrator in the car. So there is enough space for 5 people and books can go at the back. Sometimes kids love to travel at the back as well.
Yes.
So basically it's a pickup truck.
Right.
And it has an open, it's a closed cabin which can seat 4 people and, for 5 people easily. And it has a giant pickup portion at the back, really. So how cool is that? Like, suddenly calling families saying, yes, we've got a pickup truck now, like, kind of thing.
And it literally can carry a ton of books.
Yeah, absolutely. So we bought these stackable crates in different colors. I mean, there's red and blue and yellow and stuff like that. We can stack them one on top of the other. And nothing confounds us now. 2 table, 4 chair, 2 standee, what else? Like, we are truly very self-sufficient in our
We have
truck.
our own billing table, our own billing chair.
Yeah, which is absolutely right. When you go out to events, especially when you go to events where people don't think of these things, right? I mean, they're like, somebody will be just sitting at the corner of one table and doing the billing. It's not possible. All our tables are full of books, so we need our own little billing table, basically. All collapsible, all, can be carried in the truck. But we got it, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago.
2018.
It's really changed the way, we can travel. It's really changed the way we can take books.
Yeah.
I mean, we were, what would typically happen is that you would pack them in cartons, which means you would go to the venue and you'd have to unpack all of them.
Yes.
You'd have to put it out in some particular manner, because otherwise, how do you recommend, essentially? Here, we split them into categories. We say these are picture books, these are chapter books, these are middle readers, and they're stacked in the tubs, which means you just lift the tubs, put them on the tables. It's really, and there is, of course, our founder partners also are like, like coolies come, like, we can't afford, we still don't have a top to our pickup truck. So we have a bright yellow top that we use on top of it. Usko sab bandhna hai, all of that, right? We've got Grey Strokes, great art and craft skills come to brilliant.
Fine motor skills.
Fine motor skills. And he's truly brilliant.
No, Shyam is brilliant. Yes, I've seen this. So, I mean, and what a fantastic sight you must be with. Whenever you're on the road there in Bangalore, going from one place to another, what a fantastic sight that must be to behold.
And especially when Vidya's driving the truck, I feel like such a royal. Everybody looking at us. Ye kya ho gaya?
No, it's also really funny. The first time we drove the truck, right? We were, driving on the road. Suddenly, I turned on the left, and the bus driver of the bus next to us was right there. I'm like, yaar, itna uncha ho gaya, coming like this high. You had no sense of it at all till you saw it in perspective with a, kind of driver. But it's
So
really
what do the Bangalore roads look like from that height, if I may ask?
They look fabulous.
Fabulous. You're like, on
You can't feel the moon craters, yeah. Honestly. We should thank Shyam for all that, for identifying which one would work for us and how it would work and how it should have a flat bed and stuff like that.
Even right to the last detail about, there were pickup trucks which have a wheel, the wheel arch at the back.
Okay.
Now, if the wheel arch comes in the storage space, you can't store anything on top of it.
Yes.
It's likely to fall this way. To find a truck that had absolutely a flat pickup part of it, I mean, all that thinking, really credit goes to
Excellent.
to the cutout boy.
So while we are at it, tell me how the portfolios are divided between you. So besides being the cutout, are you all doing the weightlifting? Are all of you doing the weightlifting once you get to place?
All the time. To the extent that the day that we used to know that there's an event, right? The previous evening we'll be like, yay, no gym today. Like, okay, kal subah sab utha ke rakhna hai. Like, and sab utha ke rakhna hai mane ki, with my limited curating skills, ek 40 crate rahega, 30 crate rahega. Like, okay. We actually, pretty much physically between us, so we've of course improvised over the years. We realized that sab kuch, everything doesn't have to be lifted every time. We discovered trolleys and how, I mean, I'm like, my God, who invented these trolleys? Like, okay.
The truth is we are growing old and we didn't want to have bad backs. So we got the
truth is that very soon the 7,500 book should explode to a much, much bigger number, and may you soon need a forklift truck to carry the things.
75,000 books.
That, we hopefully one day we'll have a fleet of pickup vehicles taking.
And of course, it's all dependent on people like you who will churn out books for us to carry. So we're putting you on the job now.
Our fleet is dependent on you, Richa.
Okay, so in terms of dividing the ballpark division of labor, other than the physical bit, I mean, how do you all go about deciding who does what?
Typically, well, what the nice thing is, we sort of play to our strengths, right? Yes. I mean, even as a team, when we kind of came together, there's obviously these, there's common threads and special skills that sort of brought us together. So pretty much, choosing the books that come into our collection, curating them, that's, my responsibility. I gladly and happily escape into my room holding a pile of books saying, that's it, do not, bother me. I'm going to read them for the next 2 hours.
Let me interrupt. Do you read all the books that come to you?
Yes. Yes.
Three people.
3 of us.
Pretty much, what we try to read as many of them as possible. I mean, we're all compulsive readers. We have a lot of support from the writer and illustrator community. There are people who read and recommend, and we have these go-to, friends now who will tell us, like, this is a great book now. So if X has recommended it and you've not had the time to read it, pretty much that it's a good book. Yes. But it's very hard, I think we've discovered across the 2-3 years, because of how personalized the operation is that if you don't know the books yourself in some way, right? It's very hard to just to convince somebody about picking it up, really, right? So,
and at the events, people are just coming up to you and asking you a specific question, like, my daughter doesn't want to read about this, or my daughter wants to read about something. So what do I do? Which book? And so it's, without knowing the books, you just can't answer those questions.
True.
So it's like part of the job.
It's part of the job. Okay. So Editor Amma is with the books. Fine. What about the two of you?
My tech guy. He's a go-to tech guy.
I'm the tech guy, obviously.
And the design guy.
And the cutout guy, of course.
She's actually designer. Yeah, she's communications and design. She says books, but there's a lot. I must tell you this, Richa. an idea comes up, right? If I think of something, I just say it. If they are hooked to it, then she will micromanage it. Okay, right down to the last. I'm like, aram se, yaar, chilled out. So, ye jo hai, pura design, he'll get all the design and everything done, and we are sorted. So that's how it was. We dive right in.
My
And then
job
we
is
come
to
out.
figure out the process.
Yeah.
I'm a process guy.
Yeah,
So
he's a process guy.
I figure out the process.
So when you call at 12 o'clock in the night saying, yeah, we will do this online and live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Zoom, none of which I know how to access or switch on or anything, basically. Somebody has to figure out the process.
Somebody will
and
say
that's-
watch party, and he will say, okay, this, and we should do this, we should bring out this and stuff. And then, of course, WhatsApping everybody, like, be there, send it by messenger, and put it up all over.
So yeah, pretty much, the creatives and the communication and the processes, are handled. And of course, Muthama is the great outreach girl, right? I mean, if it was left to me, I'd have been in my room with all the books. That's about it. Like, okay, somebody has to go out there and tell them that all this is there. So, you should tell her what,
Yes.
Just take books to kids. That's what I do. Yeah. So if you have, like, say, I said, like, okay, these books don't just belong here. I truly believe it. I don't think that we should be confined by geography. And I truly believe that Indian books are so good that they really should be all over the world. So whether I travel anywhere, I will take the books. That a simple thing, like we said, okay, we must go to Chandigarh. I have home there, family there. So I said, wahan to jana hi hai. And then I made sure that, we took one holiday, so-called holiday, and went and met people and got it organized. And I came and told them that, look, this has happened, ab karo. So that's it. Editor Amma got down to curating, right down to the who we should take with us, all that. She micromanages so beautifully. It's a different thing that she'll be cursing me for getting all this around. And then Shyam has to design the posters and the communication and everything. I'm happily calling people and say, you'll be there, na? Make sure this class and this one and that one, work with this school, work with that community or something. That's all I do.
She's really
Exciting, the three of you coming together like that.
Actually, Muthama has really managed to reach books, as she says, to very diverse places, because a lot of our work has, kept us, mostly in publishing and, working with writers, illustrators, creative work. But she really does bring that sensibility of, why should these books not go, whether whether this is a school for special needs children, whether it's, even in Chandigarh, one fine day she said, my friend, runs this little book club, and there's this group of very well-heeled ladies who want to listen to children's books. I'm like, children's books? I mean, why would I come into a kitty party with children's books? Come on. But, it just turned out to be such a fantastic experience of, talking and so she really, helps us reach books. The here, there, everywhere happens.
I used to travel to, we were in Lagos for a while, so I used to travel with a whole bag of books, box of books. So there was my extra luggage.
When were you in Lagos, Muthama? I was in Lagos.
2013 to 2016, Parag was there. So we used to be this holiday people, me and my kids used to go during the holidays. So I always carried books, and there's this the British school. So a friend's kid went there, and his Brit friends actually enjoyed the books I would take. Reading these books, I would call Vidya and say, Vidya, we should take these books here. We should travel with the books, and Shyam, do something about it. Put it up, this, that. So yeah, it's gone all over the world.
How interesting, because I was in Lagos around the same time. 2012 to
I think
2000.
you told me about it. You tried to connect us also.
I think at one point we were, trying to, and in fact, even just the other day, Muthama was saying that she saw this beautiful photograph that you had put up.
There's a whole series of photographs that I have at home now. Lovely space. It's got that continent's got my soul. I go back any day.
Of course, I may say, the continent has her soul and her luggage. Let me give you the OCD that I am. I'm very happy that the books have gone. They were 2 children and her with so much baggage. And I'm like a backpack come once trolley traveler, and they've exceeded excess baggage. I'm like, what on earth is going on? I'm like, throw out all the shoes, throw out all the clothes. Like
the books would be the extra baggage. It was what fun. fun. What fun to take books. And the thrill of seeing a child read it and you read your book to a child.
Yes.
It's something else.
What annoying traits of each of you that really gets your goal? Tell me, each of you.
Do you have time?
I have a lot of time. Shoot ahead. Please.
It's basically a bunch of annoying
No, only one here, quite a few here.
I have to do your Arnab thing, Shyam. The nation wants to know. Yes.
Suddenness.
This one's OCD. Clean, absolutely. The book should be like this. This book should be only here. It cannot be anywhere else. Why did it travel? I don't know what happened in the night. So that OCD of keeping the office clean. Somebody is coming in a bit. Take this away, take that away, keep it all right. Only this one should be like this. This is the one.
Yeah, I have solid OCD problems. I have across the years, bookshelves at home, and I have friends who gifted me a scale once saying, come on, tap them in place correctly, and now I don't have to deal with just 2 shelves of books at home. I have to deal with 7,500 books at the office. And I don't know what it is in my brain, but I can walk in and I'm like, that book was there yesterday over here. Yahan se wahan kaise chala gaya? Why did a book for middle grade readers go into young adult?
I am never inviting you to my house, Vidya. Never, ever. Sorry to say that. Never.
I don't promise you a very neat and clean house myself. Bookshelf, yes. Okay.
The first thing she does when she comes into the office, she takes a duster.
See, क्या tea बनाना पड़ता है.
चाय तुम नहीं बनाती हो, ये बनाता है चाय.
चाय तो हम नहीं बनाते, but yeah, dusting से शुरू करते हैं.
He's our chai wala.
Okay.
Shyam, of
and
course.
Constant late Latif. The last minute agar nahi hoga na, then he can't function.
So it's like, if it wasn't for the last minute, a lot of things wouldn't get done.
True.
Yeah, so Shyam, of course, has, everything will be, according to him, perfectly executed in his head.
Yeah.
Then Muttama and me have to compensate, one year extra maybe we need, one more month, sort of thing, basically.
Annoying habits. I can tell you one thing, I can't work without music.
Yes.
Okay.
And these guys can't work without silence.
No, the thing about Shyam is, you know what, you know at which stage of work he is in, depending on the music you hear. I can tell you exactly
more on it. We want to know more.
Stage of, supposing he's at the start. At the start, it will be like rap, all that kind of stuff will come. Okay, metal, whatever. I don't know what I think. What is that? EDM and stuff like that. Then you will get some lovely Tamil or Hindi classic songs and stuff like that. Then he can go into opera. He'll start when you know that it is finished, he's right into it. Then he would
keep reaching the crescendo and all.
So that it will be okay. And she will have to go. Yeah. Switch it off. Give it down. He said, close your door. Close your door.
No. See, I have absolutely nothing against music. Love listening to it. You're just speaking to the founder of a group of schools. Okay, yes, ma'am, we're doing this. So beat it. I'm like, what's going on, dude? Okay, what is that person thinking? Our office is a bazaar. I was talking to somebody, the head honcho of a really big corporate who wanted us to set up something. And, Shyam's son comes running saying, Vidya auntie, I want to have a bath. I'm going to have a bath. I'm like, okay, all right. Do what you want to, basically. It's a madhouse. It's a 3-bedroom flat, but it just seems that, it's just full of all kinds of comings and goings, basically. And Muttama, of course, let us not fail to say.
Oh, I thought you forgot.
No, not so easy to forget these things at all, right? She's like, you know what? I'm like, Muttama, you know what? We've already given that person 5 books. No, yeah, poor thing. Let's just give another 15 more. Like, okay, uska bill banaya, nahi banaya, koi farak nahi padta. Like, okay, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, bechare unhone. Nothing will be bechara about that person. Like, okay, I guess such much they were bechare, we could have just, given the book. Right?
And don't forget that the cutlery has to be in place.
Oh yes. Oh my
Sorry,
God.
Shyam, I missed that. What is it?
The cutlery.
Has
The right plates for the right, the saucers, the right cups.
We had never known. When Muttama joined us, our office used to be the content and design studio. She came and took one look at it and she said, like, I don't think you need, I'm not sure this is even a pigsty. I don't know. Books were neat, of course, okay. But mismatched sofa, some 2 old chairs, something, one bean bag, whatever. She said, just take out all these crazy curtains. And then she'll call someone and she'll say, just send some 15 curtains over just right now, like, okay, kind of thing. Or, there's something happening, just bring us things will appear that you would never even know or have. There's this beautiful big flower vases that she has at her house. They will just make an appearance at Funky Rainbow someday, some special guest.
Artillery shells.
Absolutely. And
so should we keep an eye out on those little things at the book bazaar? Those interesting things that you bring from your home?
Yes, in the videos, to keep an eye out on the little things. You should have a contest, like, spot the
Muttama touches to the office, really, right? Yeah. So.
No, but I'm particular about how the table is laid, and we should eat in style. And when we have people over, then we should have like good food on the table and enjoy yourself. Books and food absolutely have to be like perfect. So she handles the books, food is mine.
So tell me this, the first day you all come, after lockdown, you all come into office. After whatever number of days that the office was locked in. What was it like? Did you all come
Thankfully,
together?
I didn't come.
Okay.
I didn't come. I didn't come because I was told to stay. I've got a condition, so I've got to be home. Vidya, Muttama, you have no idea how bad the office. So on an hour-long conversation, she tells me about the number of cockroaches. Oh my God, we've got books. I said, it's okay. Kill the cockroaches. Put hit dal diya, khatam ho gaya. You have no idea. We got to have a deep clean. We have to do this. We have to do that. Vidya, I'm surprised. Touch wood, she didn't have a stroke. The way she went on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah. The first day that we came, the two of us, I was of course envisioning terrible dust on the bookshelves. I think like there's some superpower right above us. Like there was not that much dust on our bookshelves basically. Yeah. I guess everything was shut and closed. But yeah, we had to do a giant clean up job. We instantly, ye disinfectant chahiye, wo disinfectant chahiye, this thing has to be bought, that thing has to be bought, kind of thing. Yeah, but it was lovely to come back, Richa. It's our, it's really home away from home, yes. Actually, for all of us, right? And, to be back at the office in the middle of a familiar space and, we started very slowly. There was just 2 of us. Then when things became a little better,
Then I think I came in last.
Little later, yeah, Bharti and Sujita came in on one day, odd days of the week. And, we'd received a lot of online orders,
right,
which were all, not serviced. Right. So to slowly get that back on track. If, staying till all like the Cinderella hour, I don't think a single day I would have complained, right? I'm like, yes, this is where we need to be, really. This is what we need to be doing. That's what it is, right?
Yeah. And anything that... So the moment the lockdown happened, it wasn't, it's not as if we got any notice before the lockdown.
Yeah.
So anything that you regretted not having had done or left it pending for the next day or something like that? The thought just came to me
Actually, you know what? Some 3 lovely outdoor events just got cancelled. We were so looking forward to some of those. This year had begun for us on a well and truly traveling note. The traveling bookshop was not just traveling in Bangalore. We were traveling, virtually. We went to Chandigarh. We spent, a week or 10 days there. Then we went to Varanasi. we, spent again another week over there, basically, right, at working at a school. And we were supposed to go to a school in Pollachi, of, a boarding school in Tamil Nadu, which we were so looking forward to, basically. And, I mean, we knew, I think, about Pollachi, probably in early March, which was, and we also have great stock up for summer events that we do typically. All of that just came to a grinding halt. But, I had ordered this fantastic book called Tawaif Nama, and a book for adults, of course, which just got stuck in the box. So the first thing I did was I came, cleaned the office, opened the box and took the book. But yeah, we the days at Funky Rainbow are so packed because of how small a team we are and how much we go out. Actually, people don't, believe it, but, we're out at least 8-10, times in a month for events, right? So each time you're getting things ready, essentially. So, we did that pace. It was a crazy kind of, sometimes you wonder whether you'll be able to sustain that kind of pace, right? And we really, missed that. And,
all the plans were like sitting, very well planned, and everything, of course, with all the minute details that she looks into and the grander ones that I look into and stuff like that. Just go ahead. They'll do it. Like, I know, I'm so confident, like, with the kind of skills they have, kar sakte hain,
So do you think, I mean,
but then this is happening.
Yeah, it is of course happening. So I mean, going your both in terms of your keen perception of how books move or not move and all that, you think, you see a very, very positive, you get a positive feel about children's books in the coming few months? Just the post-pandemic, I mean, the post-lockdown sort of months are going to be not as grim and as terrible as we had thought they would be. What is your feel?
I mean, we've had, I mean, I guess this must be true of all indie sellers, basically, who have, the thing with indie booksellers is that the communities that they build, basically, right? I mean, the kind of local communities of people that seem to believe their recommendations. And I think they must have all seen some kind of spurt in, sales of books, especially if they've formed deep bonds with, their communities. And I feel almost all independent booksellers would be like that, right? I mean, they all work with their hearts, more than anything. So I think, there would be a spurt in sales, but, it's not easy to manage all your costs just with sales of books, isn't it? Like, that is a huge, even for Funky Rainbow, the whole, success story is a combination of book sales, reading programs at schools, public events that we do, and really trying to find those newer and newer spaces that you can take the books to, right? We don't confine ourselves just to literary events, and we have, of course, learnt our lessons that way, right? Like landing up at some carnivals. We
are competing with samosas and kachoris and all that, and which is a tough thing.
And we are eating food. We are giving them business.
So where we end up like standing for about 3-4 hours eating everything in sight. Nobody
and
comes
it
to buy
shows.
books.
No, but like they say ना कि केक खाने के लिए कहीं भी पहुंच सकते हैं, हम बुक बेचने के लिए कहीं भी पहुंच जाते हैं. Like we can go anywhere.
And we don't look at whether it's a big event or a small event. We go everywhere. And if we find that one person to connect with, like we're happy, and that's it, we're done.
There's this very good, you must talk about it, the lake conservation program.
I mean, we have really tried to take books to different places, and we find that the more you go out and reach out to a public audience, right, the kind of connects that come up from that, the kind of appreciation of the books that you carry that comes from that, right? So we have this very well-known lake conservation carnival that happens in Bangalore, and the first time, so this was a community that revived a lake that was in their area, and to celebrate that every year, they set up like a Kere Habba. Lake is Kere in Kannada, and they set up this Kere Habba. So one of the ladies on that committee had seen Funky Rainbow at pop-up. So now we'll always have, that traveling bookshop. They may not remember. We of course have all kinds of, somebody will say, hello, Funny Rainbow. We're like, yes, Funny Rainbow. And we like, so, but they'll remember you as the traveling bookshop.
Yes.
That is the thing that has really gotten etched into, people's heads. So the thing is, that lady had seen us somewhere and she said, will you come to the carnival? I think you have a great collection of books. And we were like, yeah, sure. It was on a Sunday, so we could definitely do it. And they had some fairly steep charges, stall charges, right? And I'm like, wow, I don't even know whether we're going to be able to cover those costs out of selling books or, all of those things. And we just said, okay, worst case scenario, it's our contribution to the lake. It was the money was being taken in the name of a trust. Right. I mean, the unprecedented response to children's books in that community, Richa, it's just, I mean, if I tell you the amount that we sell for over there, right? Even we are quite surprised. Ki ho kya raha hai?
Like, well after the carnival is over, there'll be people coming and we will be billing by torchlight. She'll recommend by torchlight, I'll be billing by torchlight.
6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and it happens right by the lake that they have, that has been revived basically. Okay. And they're very particular that you have to wind up at that point in time. And usually the time of the year, it becomes quite dark. This time, even as we parked the truck and we started unloading books, people, come, I'm waiting for you. I'll help you bring the books to the table. Oh, you've got to this one. I want to please keep this aside for my things. I was telling Muttama from here on, you just keep the bill book in your hand only.
When I get out of the truck, I should have bill book. Acha, ye chahiye, no.
And the funny thing is that there is no bookshop around that area at all.
Yeah. Actually, that was Shyam's deduction. He feels that it is so successful
people told us
that there is no bookstore in the vicinity and an audience that seems to be interested, and we match some books to the theme of the carnival. I mean, there's books on water conservation, environment, nature, those kind of
things. This event is one of the biggest examples of taking the books to the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, taking books to the people, and how it works.
So you are happy. No, so and my feel is that of all the cities in India, Bangalore is the most receptive to children's books in terms of going out, seeking them out, and being open to trying out new forms of books. I mean, that's been my feel, and even the entire storytelling sort of community is quite rich and thriving there. So every bit of that helps. And the way you all have taken books to schools, to newer people, and I'm sure all of that is helping create this huge set of readers in Bangalore.
Yeah, we've taken it to animals also.
Not just
seriously,
people.
Not just people. There's a pet carnival where we go.
Oh, great!
There's a pet carnival where you have all the woof 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 woof, and the kids coming and picking up books on pets and animals and a lot of that. We try, like, again, whatever it is, we match it to the theme as well.
Right, of course.
That is a variety in Indian children's literature. Yeah.
True.
Which is people won't believe it, but any theme you take, and I always say this, like, even if I don't know about it, I know I can say, hey, Vidya, tumko ye wala chahiye, and 10 books will come out, minimum 10. She will know about 50, and I'm not exaggerating. She'll know about 50, and he'll also add about another 10. So between my partners, I'm sorted. I don't even have to put on my thinking cap.
No, you're right about that lovely ecosystem in Bangalore. I think, first of all, there's so many independent stores in this city. I mean, so many independent bookstores, of different kinds, each reflecting the personalities of the founders of the stores in, very beautiful ways, and each curating different things, right? I remember, a big school festival had invited us once to come and set up a bookstore, and there were 2 other independent bookstores that they had invited. And, one of the issues that they raised there saying, oh my God, like, 3 indie sellers, you will all be clashing. Within 10 minutes, it was easy to figure out that, well, you have a great collection of Western children's books, we have a great collection of Indian children's books, and Y has a great collection of books for adults, and that's what we will sort of do. So that sense of community, and also the writer and illustrator community.
Exactly.
So
Bangalore has, yes,
Bangalore.
yes. That's what, so this, as you mentioned, I mean, the ecosystem itself is so rich and thriving, therefore. So that it's a lovely place to be in for book club.
Much to our surprise, we've also discovered, every time we've gone out, we also believe that, we've been able to do what we do because the city that we are in supports entrepreneurship and supports, these initiatives so nicely. But, every single time we've gone out as well, and we've gone to Madurai, we've gone to the Northeast, we've gone to Pollachi, we've gone to Chandigarh, we've just traveled to so many of these cities, and somehow I just feel that you need to, you need to bring a certain magic and energy to books. You need to be able to transmit it to the people out there for them to also respond to you, with the same enthusiasm, with the same, kind of passion. I mean, our trip at Varanasi early this year was just fabulous. I mean, we were at the Krishnamurti Foundation School, and it was just such a fantastic experience for us, interacting with the students, the teachers. But yes, I mean, I do agree that, a lot of Bangalore's,
actually, it has a fantastic reading community also. Bangalore is very into reading.
Very much.
Exactly.
There, yeah.
Okay, now tell me some math stories about your school experiences and all the. Tell me.
Math stories. We've had some fabulously energizing stories. The children are amazing.
Okay.
I still remember when Asha Nehemiah had gone and done a session at the school that we've been working with for about 7 years now, the Samhita Academy, very close to us. They actually were the first to, give us that idea that we could do this. I still remember this little girl coming up to Asha and saying, "Asha auntie, I love you so much," and hugging her. And, for me, that was like, ye to karna hi hai. We have to, no matter what, we are not going to stop this. They'll actually ask you, why do you put holes in your books? They'll ask the author, and the author is like, I didn't, the publisher did. Asking Ranjit Lal, like, how do you write, how do you get away with writing such content? I don't think we are allowed to even talk about this. But you write for children and you get away with it. So, for us,
my favorite, my favorite is Ashok Rajagopalan being asked, like, so when did this book come out? This one. Then after that, when did this one come out? Then it was on this year. What were you doing in between?
I don't know what to say.
Actually, we very quickly and early on itself realized that schools are the best kind of partners that we can get on this journey, right? I mean, you're reaching books out to people in public events, but schools, they have such large communities of children with them, right? So one of the things, I mean, there are, it's all, anything that you do in the space of books has its challenges. But I feel what we try to do most of all is to build these bridges. Schools, I mean, the number of things that they will ask you about specific books, they may not at all be questions that you would even, in a normal editor avatar, I might have just been on an ivory tower saying that, yaar pata nahi kya pooch rahe hain ye, like, kind of thing, right? But this one has taught you that, that's where the real world is, and you have to make that effort. You have to build that bridge. You have to come down your ivory tower. And however crazy you think that what they're asking for is, right? Or, however much you feel that they might need to be educated about particular things, if we didn't take that job up and do it, right, we wouldn't get where we were going. So we really do envision, I mean, we work.
And we're more partners. We always tell them that, look, we are your consultants. You can call us up any time of day or night. You don't have to pick up the books from us. We are not your regular booksellers. You call us if you want anything, we will take you. And if we don't have it, we actually say so-and-so place has it. So please go there, you will get it. We don't have textbooks, we don't keep textbooks, but whatever you want, we can help you with it. And we build partnerships rather than, just selling the book. It's a one-time thing. You sell a book and you come away. But it's nice to see the school grow, the children grow, and they have the experience of 1,000 years put together, all of them, in terms of the number of years they put into teaching and being the staff at the school and everything. So we are 7 years into knowing children, and at least I would say, into selling books to children. Knowing children is a different thing when you write for them.
Yeah, and we do try, with different kinds. The other thing with Funky Rainbow is we don't want to limit ourselves to working with only particular kinds of schools, right? I mean, I think there's a great, joy in trying to, be as diverse, address as many diverse audiences as possible, and schools really are the places where you can make the change that we want to see, right? I mean, that's where it's got to start. Or you can tell, 100 parents till kingdom come that these are wonderful books. If the kids if the kids believe what you're saying, that's it. You don't need to tell the parents anything. You don't need to, tell the teachers or the school anything at all, right?
So okay, that's the other thing I wanted to ask you all. Is there a difference in the way you see children buy books and the way parents buy books? So if a child were to walk in, or you
children would pick up the fiction, parents would pick up non-fiction, puzzles, activities.
There is
that's the broad. Okay, but
broad.
You can say
wherever we have, at our events, like when parents come and give children freedom to pick up their own books, that's the best time we have with the children, telling them what books to read or what to pick. But the parents are a little more picky and choosy, because there's a lot of prescriptive, recommendation that they do for their children.
Yeah.
And of course, there's always somebody or the other who comes up and says, no, you bought 5 books last time. This is enough. You finish those first, and those kind of things. So as long as you have parents who are, a little grown up, we'll have things to give them.
No, it's true. It is true. Actually, if you, the distinct difference between being in a PTM, a school PTM, where the parents are, and in a boarding school PTM, where the parents are not there. It's just splendid, because secretly they'll come up, with even their teachers. Anyway, how many can the teachers monitor like that, right? Auntie, just give me a good romance, auntie. And I'm like, but thank God, man, I want to give you a good romance. Older teenage kids, right? I mean, they are so receptive. We remember when you introduce more difficult themes, it's not that they are averse to receiving and many times they know so much more about it than you give them credit for, right? They are talking with their peers and contemporaries, and they're quite unafraid to ask, as long as an adult is not supervising them
around somewhere,
right? They're quite unafraid to say. I remember one child came and said, what is LGBTQIA, auntie? What does that mean, right? And then when you explained it to him, he was like, do you have any book that I could read where the characters are, from the LGBT? And, they so open. But had we given it via the librarian or something, it may have just
never
gone off into some special self, as if these are some special, people. So there is a big difference, and that's the dichotomy of the space, right? You are producing these books and creating them for a particular audience, but there are people that have to let it through who, are not, may not always be, most supportive or appreciative.
We call them the gatekeepers. Always.
Yes, absolutely. The gatekeepers, right? I mean,
but sometimes we fall off our chair because they'll actually come, the parents or the teachers will come and ask us. And we're like, you, who are we?
Yeah. No, it's true. It is true, actually. What she says is absolutely, there was one school that we worked with that they were very particular that, you can't put out the books of the author, up for sale once the session is done, basically, right? I mean, we were bringing the authors and we said we would just bring his or her books into the school, and especially some specific books, especially if they're very mature themes or whatever, right? Those schools, in a span of 2-3 years, I remember last year they called and said, I think it's much better if you bring the books of the authors and put it up over here, because our children do want to read those books. Our children want to. So it's been a slow process of trying to.
The change is coming about slowly, but hats off to you people. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah,
we have crossed our 1 hour mark, but I had to ask. I can go on and on. That's no problem at all. I really want
Time
to know
just
about
vanishes.
Crazy crisis that you may have seen yourselves in over the years. Anything that you'll...
The biggest was in 2017 when we had... We were partnering with the bookstore partner for Buckaroo in Bangalore.
Yeah. So we, were the bookstore partner for Buckaroo, when they came to Bangalore for the first time. And for us, I think that was like really the biggest outing, like the book partner for a big children's lit festival, a beloved children's literature festival, really, right? So we went all out. I mean, I don't think we would have curated that much stock in our lives before, right? And I think we must have had 20-25 lakhs worth books out there, perhaps. And I'm like, wow, seriously? I mean, what if something goes wrong, kind of thing, right? I mean, that's the kind of thing.
And something did,
of course. Of course, And so the previous day we went and there was the tent and, all of that, the security guys, this thing, that thing, all of that put in place. And that we had 2 watchmen who were there because we had to sort of arrange out the books the previous day. And, the festival would begin only the next morning. And, my OCD with this has got to be here, this has got to be here, that has got to be there kind of thing, right? And I do remember we came back home at almost like 1 that night, the Buckaroo next morning, and we got back, home at 1 that night.
I just
went to sleep, and the security guy calls and says, it's pouring cats and dogs like it has never poured before. There are books floating here. I was like, this is the worst crisis in my life. Titanic, mere books like, okay, kind of thing. And I called the 2 of them at like some 3 a.m. in the morning, basically saying, I don't know what's going on. We've got to get ourselves there. And it was actually Muttama's husband. He said, how are you going to get there? Mm-hmm. It was just unprecedented rains, Richa. Yeah. Like the kind of rains that just flooded the roads. You couldn't take your cars, etc., whatever. Oh my God. I mean, it was just a, nightmarish, crisis of nightmarish proportions. But, we finally did get there at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. And, so, we did lose, some stuff because, even if it was tented, then we had left cartons at the base of the tables and stuff like that. But it was a resounding success. The bookstore was a resounding, it rained like what? In fact, I think people just gathered at the bookstore. That's it, like, okay.
We had umbrellas, so we would go there, pick up somebody, come into the bookstore. And then there was this hole through which the water was pouring through. There were buckets there.
Yeah, we quickly, and so the billing of Buckaroo and that entire billing was set up by the great family team. Uttama's husband, my brother, Sham's wife, we had a professor from NIMHANS, no less, coming and billing for us. I have a cousin who works in Google. Don't do Google R&D. Come and do all the billing for us. Such a professional operation, I have to say. Like proper shifts for everyone. Then they'll get food to eat, etc. We really sold. I mean, I feel so bad that Buckaroo sort of more or less got washed out for Team Buckaroo, perhaps, right? There was not that when the weather is so inclement, children were not able to come in. But wow, that was a crisis of nightmarish proportions, right? Like from 2 nights.
The suddenness. Unprecedented.
I mean, yeah, it's actually unprecedented. We never had rains around
Without
that.
warning.
Please. Inspired by useless Arnab Goswami, like. Yeah, that was
the biggest.
Really,
so in comparison to that, when we forget our billing, bill books or our cash box.
We've arrived at events without the cash box. We're like, what's going on, really, guys?
And we always forget our standee.
It's a giant logistics operation, and I think each time we go out, when we travel to another city, right? It's massive. You need to work at least like 2 months up in advance. There's like some 200 cartons have to be shipped to Chandigarh, to Varanasi, and I'm very sure in my eyes before I reach, I'm like, I'm not entering that room first. Pura carton toot gaya hoga, books sab bahar pade honge. I'm like, no.
So Vidya ko main resource person bana deti hu. So you go, you have to attend that class. Then in there, I'm like slowly opening the boxes, putting it up. So she'll come and set it. That she doesn't mind. The books can be here, there. She will, within no time, she can put it in place. But that first thing to see all those cartons there, and some of them, how they treat, they take care, to phat gaya and all that. She's like pop an artery. So basically, go become hers.
So do you all have a standard checklist for all these? Yeah. Any unusual items that go into the checklist that we're not supposed to know of?
Let me tell you, if you want to know unusual items in our inventory, we can combat any problems, because when we were going to Chandigarh, somebody told us, koi credit card nahi dega, GPay nahi karega. So we went to the bank and brought like truckloads of change. This book, $3.99. I'm like, yaar, pata nahi kyun $299 rupees rakhe hain is book ka cost, like, okay.
And you can
Ek pura 15 kilo box of check-in was sirf coins. That fellow at the airport, he was like, isme kya bhare hain, madam? What
not checking hand baggage, and all that was with me. So every time, isme kya hai, madam? Itne sare paise, kyun itna sara chillar rakha hai? And they'll open it and actually see, aisa वापस करो उसको पूरा. So I held up traffic at the airport check-in.
It's the stuff of my dreams कि कोई हमें आके अटैक करेगा, उस चेंज को लेके फाट करके किसी को देंगे, उसका बस सत्यानाश हो Crazy things we have, right? Stapler, knives, this thing, cutter.
Yeah, you have to tell, this has to go, what has to go into hand baggage and cabin baggage.
Our checklist is divided into hand baggage and cabin baggage,
when
mind
we travel,
you. Because if you're going to keep a cutter and you're going to keep, like, you land up at a school, they'll say, mere paas chaku nahi hai, mere paas, as I said, they're a self-contained traveling bookshop, really, right?
And I have like tape dispenser, packing apparatus.
And we have to specially tell this guy, don't, this will not go here, this will not. And sure enough, he got caught last time and something was taken away. Some cutter, something.
Yeah, that's my cutter.
Yeah, absolutely. Shyam is a great one for I mean, since I've known him for 20 years, he's collected the weirdest gadgets, okay? I will show you a stapler if you'd like, of the size you have never seen in your life.
You have it here?
Guaranteed. Hello. Suchi, just give me that stapler. No, she'll show that to Richa. It's in my cupboard. Just
okay. And while they are getting it, but among the three of you, are there any of those I told you so moments?
No. Do we have? No, I can't remember. No.
I think, you know what? I think mostly when crisis hits, we are all equally like, oh my God, we never thought of this. Like, okay, kind of thing mostly, right? But generally, a gut feel about how much, the big large statement.
No, he gets out. I told you so moment, I just told you, no? We tell him not to put this in the hand baggage, he'll put it into that, and that's the I told you so moment.
That's just one hour.
There's general gut feel about, how many books we can take to an event, right? Like that kind of stuff. We may miscalculate, we may, kind of get some assumptions. Uttama, of course, will always say, kareeb 6,000 books hain, to 6,000 sab leke chalte hain, kind of thing. And I do understand, here is our giant stapler in case you want.
Wow.
So this is at least 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and when he bought it, I'm like, what for?
No, but
I
how
can't
did
tell you.
exactly? So, what is it used for? What do you use it for?
In 7 years, we have used, in the last 7 years at Funky Rainbow, this has been our most trusty, utilization. Because the school will say, here's the list of all the children who are going to come to the book fair. Some giant sheets, some kg cardboard sheets this size. Like, how do you even keep it together? Like, okay. How do you even, so this giant stapler can be slid in like this, and something can be stapled like that.
we have a giant paper punch. We have these lights. I feel like I'm sitting on set, like, heroine type.
Charms really got an eye to buy the craziest of things, and now I know well enough to say, who knows 20 years later, like, okay, what?
So let him buy. So if he's got a wish list, we don't argue much. We fight for the sake of it, but eventually he will win it.
Yes, because when you need this,
Nothing else will do.
Then
There
nothing
is
else
nothing
will.
else you
Yes,
can
nothing
do.
else will do. Yeah, true.
Kids love to go to his room because it's like it's got all these soundproof thing, 3 monitors, and it's like amazing walking in there. You feel like you're in a
rock
like at
star,
the television studio, or you're like you're a great programmer or something like that. It's amazing the kind of stuff he has. Half the time Vidya's like, Pheko bahar, throw it. So I just go out, and then he's slowly going to bring it and put it right back.
You know what? My wish for Shyam in this lifetime is we unleash Mary Kondo upon him.
I would want to see what happens when Mary Kondo encounters Shyam.
Yeah. I think if Mary Kondo sees our parking list, she'll have a heart attack, really. Like, okay, take less. And I think with Funky Rainbow, it's just becoming more and more. But yeah, really.
We'll be able to convince all the theorists otherwise, minimalist theorists otherwise.
Muttama excess baggage 24/7. Like, okay, so shoes and all we have to. Okay, please put it into my suitcase. It's quite all right. Like, all right. Shyam, all these weird gadgets, and I will of course have my giant collection of books. I have to take this. No. Tomorrow only I will want to read these pages of the book, and I can't be reading it on my Kindle. Definitely.
I hope you had enough reading material during lockdown.
Oh yes.
Never short of it. Never short of it, really, right?
I think when she got bored of seeing the books there, that's when like her hands in the pants got to walk, and she came. Because she had to see these books also.
Are they straight or not? Remember. And his middle readers with middle readers or not.
Yeah.
Oh wow. We're at 1 hour 15 minutes.
Yes, I think, yeah.
One, I mean, I can go on and on, but I think we'll have to, because one question I would want to ask, and I have to read that question because I'll never be able to reframe it, sort of otherwise. Okay, I'm asking you, and I had said this earlier. It's a serious one. Okay. If you were to encapsulate everything that you all do in terms of your role, I mean, the way you all see yourselves, what is that one thing that comes to your mind? I mean, you are doing so many things. Just that one thing, one main thing that you all want to see yourselves be seen as, or you see yourselves as.
I think I would say we should be seen as book genies. Khulja Sim. And, tons and tons of, children's books out there. It's really our dream, Richa, to, have this huge, giant collection of books that people will come to from all over the world at one point in time, and specifically Indian children's books, so yeah, and with lots of children, adults, all of them coming to us. So Book Genie is the role that I feel, we should.
Yes. Oh, that's the most beautiful thing I've heard in a while.
I'm so glad that we do, as Muttama said, have the magic of books of writers like you and so many other people on our shelves. We do, we want to tell people who watch us, if there are books that you want for us to have in our collection, we are just delighted for people to write in and tell us that these books,
talk to us,
help us build our collection. It's got to be, of course, I have to say one thing that I forgot, and that was, I think, part of Muttama's dream is to set up a museum of children's books. She sees this, she's seen so many of the books in my collection, and I've had books from the time that I was a kid. There are many of those books that are not in print. And, I'll, tell her, look, I read this when I was growing up, and she was saying, she would always say, we have to set up a museum of Indian children's books one day.
Then it must happen. It has to happen.
It must. Yeah, it must happen, Richa. That is a dream. That is a dream.
Thought and such a wonderful dream. I really hope it comes true. I mean,
no, there's so much of talent, even in terms of illustrators. Now, Shyam and I have been classmates, and I'm tired of saying that, but yeah, he was my classmate for a long time, but college and school, high school at least. And he introduced me to so much in terms of art even. Like talking about Pulak Biswas, of course, Miki Patel is her favorite. And to think that we have, I don't know whether we still have their work and whether it is showcased to show that we are at par, with the best of the best in this world. So why is it that Indian children's books get such a raw deal, And where are their voices? Where are people there are so many things. There are people who are getting on in age. They've done so much, to bring this forward, Indian children's books forward. We could go chapter and verse about it. So what about having a space where generations to come should see it? It's a legacy that we should leave for our future. I truly, truly believe that, it has to happen.
Inshallah, it'll happen.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yes. Keeping fingers crossed. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Richa. Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you
for having us. I don't know about you and your...
In ages. It's been
The suddenness.
Boring after
See. Unprecedented.
We are just... I hope
he's a favorite with the kids, and this is the reason why.
No, he's a favorite on Facebook as well. We keep waiting for his posts, all his...
I hope our scrambled conversation added some masala to the scrambled chats, but thank you.
Masala and everything, and I hope I don't know if you enjoyed, but we've had a great time.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, I haven't laughed this much. It's been such a wonderful, such a magical chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Come over to Bangalore once things are better. Come to our office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we shall put you to work as well.
To recommend books.
To recommend.
Of course.
The only thing I can't do is latch on to Vidya's OCD. Because I will do anything. I'm game for anything.
Ashok, even now Ashok Rajgopal, when he had come here, he was this resource person. But poor guy, even he had to lug books. So we don't hesitate.
All that is okay. See, I'm used to carrying.
Not look at the OCD.
Other than OCD, I'm fine because I'm used to carrying cartons everywhere. So if I am going to...
Of course.
So all that is fine.
Absolutely. Thank you, Richa, for having us at Scramble Chats.
One big hug.
One big hug.
One big funky hug.
Funky hug to you.
And thank you for sitting together. That for me is special. I can't tell you how special that is. But
yes, that's true.
Untie me, essay. Untie me right now.
It's all thanks to his gadgets. You have no idea what we have in front of us.
Please, I want to see. Okay. Okay.
Just one example.
Because we are edited.
Now we shall use this to plunk in.
Thank you, Richa.
Thank you so much. Bye.